Hello everyone, I'm recording this on Christmas Eve, so kind of wasn't planning on doing a video yet, let alone on Christmas Eve. It's quite late, so yeah, I've not long got home from work and had a parcel from Roy Barrett from Blue Roy Movies. I'll link his channel down below, I'll speak about him when I get to him. Sent me a couple of things, so basically I just received a package as I was leaving for work. It was kind of on my doorstep, so I didn't have time to open it and or take it to work to open it. So I had to wait till I got home. So I put it inside so it would get robbed. And then when I got home, yeah, gone 11 at night, I think it was. I opened it. I kind of remembered commenting about the two films on someone's channel, but I wasn't 100% sure who it was. But it turns out it was from Roy. So thank you, Roy. And then I've got a parcel from my good friend Al Pearson. Al's not on YouTube, although I have tried to convince him a few times to start a YouTube channel, because not only has he got good taste in films and a great collection, but yeah, I think it'd be interesting to see him doing YouTube content, but I'll keep trying to convince him. And then, yeah, usually I work in a certain shop in my hometown, so I kind of 15-minute walk to work, whereas today, being Christmas Eve, I had to go and cover in a supermarket. So yeah, mine's quite a small shop, but supermarket's crazy busy. So went there to help on Christmas Eve, and fortunately they've got a CEX opposite the place, basically. So went in CEX and got a few titles, but I'll show the two things from Roy first. So yeah, Roy needs no introduction. He's approaching 1,000 subscribers, so sure everybody that watches me knows Roy. If you don't, then go and subscribe to Roy, check out his channel. Not only great film knowledge and quite an eclectic, diverse taste in films, anything from sort of old black and white stuff from the 20s to French films, some horror. I've sent him a package recently with some things that hopefully won't traumatise him too much. Yeah, great channel, good guy. Not just saying it to be nice, genuinely one of my best sort of friends I've met on YouTube. There's quite a lot of them. It's a really great community spirit. I found when I started, really sort of hospitable and welcoming. Not just Roy, Stuart, Sammy, quite a few people. I won't name them all, but yeah, I will say if you are thinking of starting YouTube, I've only had a little bit of this so far. Honestly, I'm not that drunk, but I usually mix my words up anyway. Yeah, if you are starting a done it again. Sorry, if you are thinking of starting a YouTube channel, don't take advice from me, but yeah, I would say you'll be welcomed into the community. You'll get a lot of support and that. But yeah, Roy, really good friend. Genuinely a friend outside of YouTube. Met him once so far, but hoping to do another meetup next year. Yeah, link Roy down below. Good sense of humour, very dry. I think a lot of his jokes go over people's heads, but I usually get them. Me and Roy have got the same kind of debauched sense of humour. Talking of debauched, here's the first one Roy sent me, Vile. So don't know too much about this, but yeah, I remembered commenting on somebody's video about it, but wasn't sure whose it was, and I wasn't like hinting. Obviously, I guess you could go, oh, I haven't got that, hoping people send it to you, but yeah, Roy had spoke about it. Don't think Roy got on with it too well. I'm guessing it's probably not a great film. Looks kind of low budget, but saying warning, extreme content. So yeah, guessing it's very graphic. I will probably take these little stickers off, but I thought I'll show it first before I deface it in any way. Yeah, I don't really know too much about this, but thank you, Roy, for sending it. I'll see how I get on with it. Obviously, like I've said in the past a few times, if anyone sends me anything, I'll never like trade it in or sell it on. I'll always keep it for sentimentality, and if it's something I really don't like, then I'll send it on to somebody in the community. So yeah, I think I'll talk about it on the next one, but I think the next one is one that got sent to Roy by somebody. He didn't get on with it and sent it to me, so it's like becoming a bit of a communal hot potato, I guess. But yeah, Vile, warning, extreme content. 18, contains strong bloody horror, violence, and torture. I mean, the premise is, it looks a bit hostile kind of style, but the premise is quite interesting. It says 8 strangers wake up in a house. There is no way out. The only way they can survive is to generate a drug that the human body only creates when it senses pain, a lot of pain. So yeah, I guess in a bit like a Saw, maybe Saw, Hostel. yeah, I'm not expecting it to be Shawshank. I always use that as the milestone, but a Shawshank Redemption level of filmmaking. But maybe I'll get something out of it. If not, then at least I can watch it and then maybe pass it on to Marcus or somebody might like this. He's got maybe a higher tolerance than I have for bad stuff. I'm not saying it's going to be bad, but Roy sent it on, so I'm guessing Roy didn't get on with it too well. So yeah, Vile, don't really know too much about it, but thank you, Roy. And then this one, yeah, I think Stuart from Stuart George's Home Movie, sure everybody knows him. I originally had this, sent it on to Roy. I've seen Roy speak about it on the video. Not really heard of the film, but I have got a few James Herbert's books. So yeah, it's based on a novel by James Herbert. He's probably more famous for The Fog, not the I don't think it's the one John Carpenter based his film on. I think he did the original Haunting or Haunted. Yeah, I'd say other than Stephen King, he's probably one of the better horror writers. I think he's British as well. So yeah, when it said James Herbert's The Survivor, I think I commented saying, not seen that, Roy, but I'm a fan of James Herbert. It's got Robert Powell, Jenny Agutter, Joseph Cotton, directed by David Hemmings. But yeah, I'm guessing Stuart probably picked it up because he's a big fan of Jenny Agutter. So it's on the Severin label, which is quite a good label. From 1981, 99 minutes. But yeah, I think Stuart didn't get on with it, said it was pretty bad. I think Roy said the same. So I'm not expecting to love it, but I'll check it out. And yeah, I think I'll probably try and keep these in the collection unless, if they're really not for me, then somebody else can get something out of it. So obviously I check with Roy or whoever's give it to me. If it's okay to pass it on to somebody, yeah, I won't try and make profit or anything off of somebody else's act of kindness. But The Survivor, so I'm pretty sure Jodie did say, from Jodie's Movie Realm, this is getting an indicator sort of big box. I think it's Blu-ray rather than 4K, but like the sort of big special edition. So if I watch it and like it when no one else seems to, but they do say my taste is an anomaly, then maybe I'll upgrade it. I mean, the indicator set looks nice, but sometimes I do think indicator, I always say have like a really good quality control and don't release bad films. So I haven't watched it, so I don't know, but the general consensus seems to be it isn't a great film. So sometimes you do think with these boutique labels, not just Indicator, but Arrow Video, Second Sight Films, when they put out some bad films, you're like, A, there's other things you could have chose to put out, but also, this is kind of like a standard release, but depending on what I think when I watch the film, does it really deserve like a big Indicator special set with a new print? I don't know. Let me know if you've seen The Survivor. So yeah, both of those from Roy, Blue Roy Movies. So thank you, Roy. And yeah, I'll tag him in the description. Oh, in the title, I guess. Right, I'll show these ones next from my friend Al Pearson. So like I say, Al doesn't have a channel. Without going into it too much because it's Al's personal life, he's got a family and is busy doing things. So yeah, I mean, it's hard getting the time to do YouTube, even if you're eligible bachelor like me who lives on my own with my cat in my flat, single. Apart from work, I've not too much responsibility, so I could do what I want and record a video quite often, and even I still find it hard sometimes to get 1 or 2 done a week. So yeah, I won't badger Al too much more in case he catches tuberculosis. But yeah, in this package, I've kind of opened it a little bit just because Al had sort of messaged me. There was a bit of a caveat to open before I spoke about it. So first of all, I thought there was going to be some kind of a joke present in there or something rude, but I guess I was not that kind of person. But yeah, in here, Al sent me a little USB. Won't go into it too much. There's not anything too sordid on there, but it's some films and documentaries and things Al's put on there, so I've got to actually look what's on there myself. So yeah, thank you for that, Al. Thought I'd show it briefly, but yeah, obviously there's no point really. I don't know what's on there myself, and I'm sure everybody's seen in USB, so not much to look at. But yeah, I guess when I get them watched, then I won't be able to show the case like I usually do, but I will talk about it. And then Al, I would say, is like the master of packaging. So always packages the box up. It's quite hard to get into. Need like a chainsaw and a crowbar to get through the sellotape and wrapping. Inside the box, it also comes in this little wrap. So I kind of tried not to peek too much in the side, but curiosity got the better of me. I guess you remember when you're a kid on Christmas Eve and you're trying to peek at what your presents are. It's a bit like now. So yeah, Roy's gifts came, I don't know, let's say 4 days ago, but this is the first time I've really had a chance to record a video. I think, in fact, I only uploaded one not long before it arrived, so just missed the boat. And then Owls came maybe 2 days ago. But yeah, I did say I'd sort of not only wait to open it and show it on the video properly, but I guess it's good to show it as a Christmas gift. So yeah, nice to have some presents come on Christmas. Don't do that at home and bite it, because you might break your teeth, and the dentists are closed at Christmas. Let me just have a sip of my drink a sec. Yeah, my friend who's an Arsenal fan says Asahi, I think that's how you pronounce it, claiming Japanese, but it's probably brewed in Shropshire, is the official beer of Arsenal. And Roy is a Spurs fan, so sorry Roy, it gives me a nice package, and then I gloat this in front of his face. Although, to be fair, I think Roy has been drinking that himself, so I don't know if he knew it was an official Arsenal beer, or whether now he feels a turncoat. Maybe he'll tell us in the comments. I mean, he must be a true Spurs fan, because without being too mean, Roy's Spurs are doing very badly at the moment, and he's not switched to go to Arsenal or Chelsea or anyone else, so he's obviously a loyal supporter. I mean, I'm a Bristol Rovers fan, and they're awful. I think we've lost about 8 out of the last 11 games. I think we had 3 or 4 in a row. We lost by 4 goals or more, so I can't really laugh at anybody else's team. Incidentally, Stuart is a Wolves fan, and they're bottom of the table. I think they're going to finish with more points than Derby. I think it's 2002 season. Derby, Paul Jewell was their manager, I think. They had Robbie Savage as captain, and Titus Bramble, one of the worst centre-backs ever, and Danny Shitu, and he was. They finished the Premier League on 10 points. I think Wolves are on 2, but hopefully they'll beat Derby's toll. But yeah, here's the stuff that's in here. So yeah, I kind of had a little peek, but I couldn't really see what it all is. I know Al sent me some slipcases. So Al sent a photo of, probably about 20 4K slipcases, 20 Blu-rays, all in good condition. But yeah, out of all of them, there weren't too many films I've got that didn't have the slipcase. Some of these I didn't even know came with a slipcase. Yeah, I guess I'll show the corresponding films maybe. I might put the slipcase on for you. So the first one, sorry, I've got a bit of wind from that beer, is Predators. So yeah, Al obviously watches my videos, and I was talking when I watched Predator and Predator 2. I'm not sure if that was on the same recent watches, might have been a few weeks after, but it probably was the Predator 2 one, when I said it was my favourite sequel, but then I hadn't seen any of the other sequels. And yeah, I've always been interested in this, heard it's a good one. Predators, is this one with Adrian Brody? Yeah, Adrian Brody, Topher Grace, Alice Braga, Walton Goggins. Didn't want to say his name stupidly. His mum and dad already did that. And Lawrence Fishburne, directed by Nimrod Antal. Can't say I've heard of him, but I thought he was the first craft Russia had sent into space. Yeah, so I've heard this is one of the better ones. I mean, to be fair, a lot of people are saying, is it called Badlands, the newest one? A lot of people are saying that's the second best one after the original Predator. I think there's one maybe called The Predator, one called Prey. I think there's a few animated kind of ones which I don't really know of, but yeah, I've always wanted to watch this. It's one I've not really seen around in like CEX or HMV to buy. I don't think it's that rare, but yeah, it's got Blu-ray, DVD, and digital copy. Nice slipcase. I won't get it all out because yeah, I'll try not to make this too long. Not just because I don't want to bore the viewers, especially if you're going to be watching this Christmas Eve or Christmas Day. So yeah, recording it Christmas Eve at gone 9 o'clock. I'll hopefully upload it tonight rather than Christmas Day because yeah, I don't expect everybody to watch it Christmas Day. Although I guess now the Queen's dead, you can have Tim's speech. Actually, I guess the King does a speech, Prince Charles, if you want to hear him chat nonsense. Yeah, Robert Rodriguez presents. So yeah, first of all, I thought it was a Robert Rodriguez film, but you know, it's Nimrod Antal, don't know who he is, but yeah, I heard good things about this, so looking forward to watching that. It'll be the third Predator film I've ever watched. Oh yeah, I've put them up here. So yeah, this one I seen through the side, it was an Arrow video title. Obviously I do love Arrow, collect a lot of it, and this is one I've seen quite a few, not in a while. I'm guessing it's probably sold out and maybe gone out of print, but one I did used to see quite a lot in HMV and things. I never really picked it up. If it was in the sale at like £9, I'd probably have a gamble on it. But sometimes I do think certain films, I'm not going to pay £18 for like a kind of standard Arrow video. When they come out new, it's a different thing, or when it's one you actually know you like. Whereas, with this, didn't really want to take the gamble, so Al sent it to me for free. So I think Al said he watched it, kind of liked it, but wasn't really too sure on it. So, thank you, Al. Very generous, as I'm guessing he could have probably, I've not checked or anything, but probably got at least £6 or more trading on CEX. It's probably out of print, but The Bloodhound. First time feature director, so I guess he'd done shorts before, adverts, music videos, something along those lines. Patrick Pickard. Don't know if he's related. A bit of a cross between Patrick Stewart and Jean-Luc Picard, was he? I'm not a Star Trek fan, but Patrick Stewart is a great actor, especially in Extras with Ricky Gervais and Stephen Merchant. The episode of him, other than David Bowie episode, probably my favourite. Oh, it's a adaptation of the macabre Edgar Allan Poe's The Fall of the House of Usher. I think there is an actual film with Vincent Price called just The House of Usher, or maybe The Fall of the House of Usher. Let me know. Starring Liam Aiken, Joe Adler, Annalise Basso. Can't say I've heard of those, but didn't really expect. Oh, only 72 minutes, so quite a short film, really. So, not going to take too long to watch, but looks like Owl's reversed the cover there. So, again, thank you, Al. Really appreciate it. 15 contains disturbing images, strong sex references and language. Some of my favourite things. 72 minutes. Year it came out. 2020 it was released. No, sorry, 2020 it looks like it came out. 2021 released on Arrow Films. But let me know if you know about The Bloodhound. Don't really know too much about it. Maybe it's one that's good to go in blind. This one, so Al sort of told me about this one. So I think he said he'd upgraded it, and then he's got like the big, now out of print Second Sight Films version, which I think is going for about 85 in CEX, and that's even if you can find it in a local one. I think he said they'd sent him 2 copies of this. Obviously, he's got the upgrade, but I'm pretty sure he said that. It's a film I like. I watched it at the cinema when it came out. Obviously, when it first came out, the internet was kind of in its infancy. It was that dial-up, horrible noise sort of broadband stuff where you'd be on the internet and then someone in your household had used the phone and it would kick you off MSN Messenger. I'm not going to lie, it's not one of my favourites. Maybe in my top 10 found footage, but I only had it on DVD, so it's a nice upgrade of the Blair Witch Project. But an important film. Wasn't the first found footage. Obviously, Cannibal Holocaust, 78, but that's not all found footage. Some of it is kind of meant to be the story of the film, and then there's the found footage bits when it shows some people watching the footage and sort of judging it and things. I think the last broadcast was out maybe 97 and this was 99, so a bit before, but this is a trendsetter, shows what you can do with a low budget. Still quite a creepy film, really ambiguous kind of ending. I know Sammy G did watch this for the first time back at Halloween, I think, and was quite impressed by it. So it's kind of film where not too much happens, but it's not boring, it is a slow burn. But obviously I do collect Second Sight films, so nice to have another version of that. I did say, I think this is, so he released it, and then I'm pretty sure Ash from Popcorn and Horror said the same, where he had it, the special edition. There was something wrong with the audio, so I think people had to send back the disc, and then they sent a replacement disc, and Al did say this is the updated audio disc. So thank you, Al. Let me just double check, because I think Al did say there was like a spare disc he put into one of these slips, did he say? I can't remember now, I'm getting confused, but I'll have a look when I open these. But I did say to Al, I'm not too bothered having the special features. I think there's meant to be like 3 discs. I think he did say there's a good documentary on one of the discs. It was quite late at night when Al was telling me this, so Al kind of gave me the caveat before opening the box, so I know what to expect. I won't be sat there all confused, but it didn't really work, did it, Al? So I'm still confused. Let's get on to these slip cases. So one of my favourite John Carpenter films. Rowdy Roddy Piper, I think he's an ex-80s wrestler. Shouldn't be that good an actor, but he actually is. And then it's got David, I always forget his name, Keith David from The Thing. And I think he's in Prince of Darkness. So yeah, obviously John Carpenter does have his like stalwarts that he has in quite a lot of his films. Donald Pleasance, for example, in loads of his films. 18 contains very strong violence. Yeah, I think it's always been a good film, but it's kind of more pertinent now. I mean, when it was released, was it the 80s? Oh, sorry, I've got the window open and some stuff's blowing. 1988, with all this kind of obey, consume, it's all like capitalism and subliminal messaging, getting people to spend. Yeah, I mean, it was pertinent then, but yeah, nowadays the world's becoming even more capitalist and consummate conglomerate. Is that the right term? But yeah, They Live. I've got a slipcase. So yeah, I knew this one had one when I bought. I think I had this kind of Studio Canal. Yeah, Studio Canal version of The Thing, Prince of Darkness, and The Fog. Maybe another John Carpenter, and those I think I did get the slipcase with. But yeah, that one I couldn't find it. But I think at the time it was reduced to like £15 to £9 in HMV. So I did kind of want to pick it up. But yeah, let me quickly put the slipcase on there. They Live. So yeah, that looks a lot better now. I know with some of these slipcases, you know, if you don't have them originally, you can get them like made online, but it can cost like £10 just for a slipcase, or they'll come in the post damaged. So yeah, thank you for that, Al. Obviously, thanks for all of these gifts. Extended edition of The Invisible Man. So I know not everybody got on with this. I've seen it at the cinema. I enjoyed it. I'd not really seen Elizabeth Moss before. I think she was in The Handmaiden. Without being mean, she has got a bit of a derpy face, but directed by Lee Whannell, who I do like. Not of his horror things. I think he did one of the later Conjuring, maybe some of the Insidious, but his best film for me is Upgrade. I think he's done that new Wolfman, which I didn't see. But yeah, I mean, I can see why people's got a bit of a problem with it. They kind of take the sort of, it's not really a spoiler to say, because it says on the back, strong injury, detail, bloody violence, domestic abuse, it's an 18. They kind of take the spin of The Invisible Man, and rather than being like a science kind of thing going on, like I think the original story, although I haven't seen it since I was a kid, they kind of turn it into like a domestic violence, but it's kind of, yeah, I can't really say too much to spoil it with the reveal and things. I liked it, I didn't love it, but yeah, it's a good film and one I'm going to keep in the collection, so nice to have a slipcase for it. So yeah, I don't know whether some of these, maybe I bought it quite close to release and then didn't have a slipcase, and months later it got reissued with a slipcase, or whether someone had just taken the slipcase off and stole it in HMV, or there was some, I don't know the backstory of all the slipcases, and shouldn't really be fretting about that on Christmas Eve. Oh yeah, this one, yeah, I do remember Al mentioning this one. I've not actually seen, but I've heard good things. I think it's meant to be similar to, I always forget the name of it, the one with Rose McGowan, Quentin Tarantino in it. Absolutely terrible acting, some of the worst I've ever seen, by Quentin Tarantino, not everyone. Robert Rodriguez film, Planet Terror. I think this is directed by Zack Snyder, but yeah, I don't know whether it's linked or it just always reminds me of it. But yeah, Sucker Punch. So yeah, it's got the disc and like the little printout, so I can put it into my own case. And yeah, I mean, it's free and it's better than CEX's cover reprints. In fact, one I was hoping to get earlier in CEX that I'd seen online when I got there, it's a cover reprint. Quite a lot. I mean, obviously they have like some of the cheap films on cover reprint, but it seems to be the boutique labels and that have the cover reprints. I've spoke about this quite a few times ad nauseum. I'm not going to keep going on about cover reprints other than saying put it in Room 101 if anyone remembers that program. And then Super 8. Oh, I think I did actually upgrade this one on Blu-ray a little while ago. Did I? I can't remember whether Al put this in the pile before I got it, or whether he'd asked and I stupidly forgot I had it and said, no, I don't. Al, yeah, I do have the Blu-ray of that. Let's see if this is like a different. Oh yeah, so it's got two discs of Super 8, so you can call it Super 16. Yeah, I mean, thank you, Al, but I don't know if they're different to the disc I got. Yeah, I can't remember the backstory on this. Obviously, when me and Al send parcels, sometimes I'll grab him a couple of things, and it's not always worth sending off like one film, so I'll keep it stacked up here, and sometimes it'll be a month or two before I send it off once I've got like a few things. I think the last package I sent Al had about 4 things in, so obviously I waited till I had enough, not just to make it worthwhile in terms of packaging, postage costage, but also, yeah, better to receive a parcel with a few things in than sort of one gift. So yeah, I can't remember whether Al's put this in since I upgraded it, or whether maybe I even forgot to show I'd upgraded it. Obviously, Al does watch most of my videos, but yeah, message me, Al. I can't remember the backstory, whether I've accidentally told Al I still need this, or whether I said that 2 months ago and bought it since. I'm not sure, but thank you, Al, and yeah, I'll double check in case those discs are different or anything to the one I've got, but that's everything from Al, so thank you. Obviously, I can't really link Al's YouTube channel because he doesn't have one. Hint, hint. Right, that's all the gifts. Show you the box is empty. It's like a magic trick when Paul Daniels cuts Debbie McGee in half. Right, and now here's the CEX pickups. So yeah, shouldn't really spend too much money on Christmas Eve, but I was thinking, well, if I'm going to CEX Christmas Eve, or at least, so basically when I got the bus to the place, one bus would have made me late, or one bus got me there like an hour early, and I had to wait. So I thought a good time to go and spend the bit of time in CEX, and yeah, these were quite cheap, so happy with most of them. This one I actually got in a thing called Game Scene, which is like a second-hand computer game shop that also does sell films. A big fan of Jake Gyllenhaal. Heard good things about this. It's Southpaw. I used to get this mixed up with, is it called Fighting? The one with Channing Tatum, aka Channing Potato. But I do prefer Jake Gyllenhaal as an actor, and yeah, I heard this is a really good film. I mean, someone comparing it to Raging Bull. Oh, the best boxing movie since Raging Bull. I was going to say, if I try to claim it's better than Raging Bull, I haven't watched it yet, but I'd be highly surprised as that's a classic. Very small writing, but it looks like the director is Antoine. Sorry, let me go by this light. Still can't see it. Antoine Fodio or something. Let me know if you know. But yeah, Jake Gyllenhaal, Forrest Whitaker I'm a fan of, and Amy Adams, I'm thinking. Stickers covering her half of her name. Oh no, Rachel Adams. Oh right. Yeah, assumed it'd be Amy Adams. Lucky I checked. It's got some other actors in. Antoine Fuqua from Training Day. Kurt Sutter from Sons of Anarchy. Jake Gyllenhaal, Rachel McAdams, sorry, she's more Scottish than I realised. Una Lawrence and Curtis 50 Cent Jackson. Oh yeah, you can see him on the back there, being dimpy. Yeah, heard really good things. Obviously, I am into like boxing, UFC, used to do martial arts and things. So I think the one Fighting is kind of like an MMA, like cage fighting film. I kind of thought this was, but I guess Southpaw should have been a clue. A Southpaw is a boxing stance where you lead with your right hand rather than your left. And obviously people are right-handed stand like this, so your left hand is your predominant jabbing hand. I don't know why that was so hard to say. But yeah, thought for 99p, one I finally get round to watching. Southpaw, I was going to say thank you to Roy or Al, but it's from me, so thank myself. This one, sure everybody knows this. I do have it on DVD. Thought I'd upgrade it to Blu-ray. I'm not always a fan of these kind of musicals and things, but one that I watched a lot as a kid, so it's got nostalgia. But as far as these kind of musicals go, even when I watch it, I haven't watched it for about, let's say 6 years, but I enjoyed it the last time. Yeah, genuinely enjoy the songs and things. Entertaining film, really well made. Family film, but for me, this has got probably the creepiest villain from any film ever. Yeah, forget Jason, Candyman, Freddy, Chucky, when you've got the evil child catcher from Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. Yeah, as a kid, that guy used to really creep me out. He's got like long black lank hair and a big nose, and he'd come in his little van saying, "Here, kiddie winks," and like kidnap him. But yeah, as a child, obviously it scared me. I guess it's meant to. Don't know whether it's just part of like the theme or whether they're kind of trying to put a message of like stay away from strangers. They could be creepers, but when I watched it last time, it genuinely still creeped me out. Yeah, I do really find that child catcher unsettling. £5, not bad on Blu-ray for Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. But yeah, one I've wanted to upgrade for a while, but also one I will watch kind of Christmas time. As yeah, this is always one. I don't know if we watched it on Christmas Day, but it was definitely on around bank holiday and things when I was a kid. But yeah, sure, you know Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. And if you don't, then better slide that rock aside and come out of the cave you've been in. This one, probably wouldn't have really known what it is. I do like Ryan Gosling, but a while ago when I watched Whiplash, really enjoyed that. I think I gave it like 9 out of 10, brilliant film. When I mentioned it to Roy, Blue Roy Movies again, Roy Barrett, he did say he likes it, but I think he ranked it 4th out of this director's 4 films, or at least the 4 films Roy had seen. I think he said this was his favourite, or up there. It's called First Man. So yeah, I thought for £4, directed by Damien Chazelle. Does it tell me who else is in it? It's writing. So it's not just small, this writing. It's just they put like gold writing on a black background or red writing on an orange, and you just can't see it. I don't know if they want you to see it. Yeah, don't really know too much about this, other than Roy said it's about the moon landing. So yeah, the first man to walk on the moon was Neil Armstrong. So I'm guessing Ryan Gosling is playing Neil Armstrong. But yeah, I thought £4 for this in good condition with a slipcover and not a cover reprint. 12 in frequent strong language, moderate fret. 2 hours 21 minutes, so quite long. Directed by Damien Chazelle, that's the kind of thing. I think that's how you say his name. Kind of drew me in, and yeah, Roy did vouch for this, saying it's a good one. So usually do agree with Roy, has got good taste in films. So yeah, First Man, again, one I probably wouldn't have really known of if it weren't for Roy. So thank you, Roy. I've got you to thank if it's good, or you to blame if I hate it. This one, obviously, I've been on a bit of a Dario Argento kick. So I've got Deep Red on like the 4K special set on Arrow. I've got Phenomena on Arrow. I've got Suspiria. I think that's all I've got. But when I spoke about I think it was Hills on the Hunt. Maybe Vida X Forever. I know someone that's kind of knows a lot of like horror and things. Comet Ed saying Opera is a good one by him, and they said another one which I think they said was his last film. Tenebrae is another one I need to get. I have seen that in the past. But yeah, this one I don't think I've ever seen. Don't know too much about it, but it is known as, I think it's called part of the Three Mothers trilogy. So I think Tenebrae, Tenebra, I don't know how to say it, it's Italian. Suspiria and this, I think, make up like the trilogy. Yeah, I think it's called like the Three Mothers, but Witches, I think, that kind of trilogy, but it's Inferno. Yeah, one I don't really see around. So £12 for this on Arrow Video in good condition with its original cover. You can flip the artwork into that. Don't think I'll bother. Obviously, when these come with a slipcase or whatever, and I like to have the slipcase artwork different to the interior artwork. But yeah, all in good condition. Directed by Dario Argento. Starring Eleonora Giorgi, Gabrielle Lavia, Veronica Lazar, Leopoldo Mastaloni, Irene Miracle, Daria Nicolodi, Sasha Pitoef, and Alida Viali. She's the wife of Frank. Lee McCloskey. A bit of a outlier there. They're all Italian, and then you've got Lee McCloskey as Mark. But yeah, don't know too much about this, but do want to get all of the Dario Argento films. So yeah, £12 I guess quite a lot for sort of second-hand Argento film, but yeah, I'm guessing it's at a print and that price, one I don't see around. This one I have actually watched. I think I watched, yeah, pretty sure it started as a Netflix exclusive. Really enjoyed it. The first film I seen by Alex Garland. I think since I've got Men by him, kind of very polarizing. I kind of enjoyed it, but I can see why people don't. Then I think he did Civil War and Ex Machina. Haven't actually watched Ex Machina, although I guess I'm saying it right. Is it Machina? Ex Machina? Sci-fi film. Own it, haven't watched it, but heard really good things. But yeah, really enjoyed this one when I watched it. Annihilation. One you just don't see around. I've been wanting to get it for a while. Don't really see it come up, but Natalie Portman good in it. good sort of sci-fi. Got some horror elements, but yeah, I got to say, without spoiling it, the scene with the bear, genuinely one of the most unsettling scenes I've seen in any film. Really kind of um, tense and creepy. And yeah, I won't go into it too much. It's a bit spoilerish, but yeah, seeing it was on Metabe there online at £6 good price. Expected to get there and it wouldn't have the slipcase, or I didn't even know it had a slipcase. But you know what CEX are like. I'm like, there's got to be some loophole or caveat in place where you get there. And I don't want to keep going on about cover reprint, but you know what they're like. Yeah, I do usually take these little stickers off before I show them, so I keep the prices on, but so you can see the artwork. But yeah, I've literally only got home 10 minutes before I started recording this, so not only have I not had the chance, but I forgot. Yeah, who else is it with Natalie Portman? Doesn't really say. But yeah, I'd say other than Life, the one with Jake Gyllenhaal, this is probably one of my favourite sci-fi films of recent times. Probably other good ones out there I haven't seen, but yeah, did really enjoy this Annihilation. I think a lot of the time with those kind of exclusives on Netflix, Prime, whatever, I don't always think they're great films. Whereas as far as those exclusives go, obviously now it's come out on physical, but a lot of them do get stuck on the digital for a while. But yeah, probably the best sort of made for Netflix film I've seen, I think. I don't actually have Netflix anymore, so that's the only way I can watch it. This one I'd never even heard of. Kind of grabbed me just because it says Tarantino-style roller coaster ride, and sounds a bit childish, but it's got a yellow case. It's not a giallo. It's a film by Takashi Miike called First Love. Yeah, I thought it was First Move then, but I thought I'd better read it properly. So yeah, another kind of boxing film it looks like. So that's two. In fact, the one I picked up the other day, Fat City, says it's got scenes of boxing where I guess Stacey Keach is the boxer. Also got $1 Million Baby. I do need to get The Champ with John Voight and Faye Dunaway, but a very hard film to find even on DVD. So yeah, maybe one day I'll do I've got about 6 boxing films. Oh, and the Hurricane, is it called, with Denzel Washington? Raging Bull. Yeah, probably could do like a marathon of about 10, sort of Angelo style, stay up all night and maybe dress up as a boxer and give myself a black eye before the video. Yeah, I don't know too much about it, but I'll pick up anything by Takashi Miike. Not just I find him an interesting director, he can be a bit hit and miss, as you'll find out when I get to my next recent watches. I watched one by him, you probably see me pick it up, so it's not a spoiler. It was Over Your Dead Body. Yeah, I wasn't too enamoured with that one, but yeah, I always find him interesting, and just one I haven't heard of, and yeah, probably got about 20 films by him now, so when I seen it on the side, and then I looked and seen Takashi Miike, probably would have picked it up regardless of the price, but at £5, kind of a no-brainer. And then this one is a DVD, quite expensive for a DVD at £6, but yeah, it's one I've been trying to get for a while. Don't think it's ever had a Blu-ray or 4K upgrade. Obviously, I've been on a Stallone kick, trying to buy most of the Stallone films. Seen this on TV about 4 times. I think I had like the Mega Drive game of it. I remember me and my mate used to rent it out from the video shop, try and complete it in the weekend, because if you didn't, you'd get charged extra, or you'd have to re-rent it out again. It was quite a hard game. But yeah, it's Judge Dredd with Stallone. So when I was speaking recently about Dredd, well, you called it Dredd 3D, but I watched it in 2D. But yeah, one of my favourite action films of recent times. I do think it is better than this Judge Dredd. It's a lot more dark, a lot more gritty, whereas this is a bit more of a silly kind of comic book film, but I still enjoy it. You know, it's directed by Danny Cannon. No, I can't get any good light no matter where I'm going. Danny, yeah, I think it says Danny Cannon. Let me know if you know. 92 minutes, 15. Yeah, I think the main beef everybody had with this, I'm not too up on the original Judge Dredd comic. I think it was done by 2000 AD Comics, but it was known as being very gory, very gritty, quite a disturbing, kind of not for children kind of comic. And the whole kind of, I think I said this before when I spoke about Dredd, the whole pretense of it, premise is the judges never remove their helmet. That's like a massive faux pas. But once Stallone signed on, I guess his ego's kind of like, how can I be in a film and not show my face? I'm Stallone. So yeah, I think a lot of people didn't like it for that. Yeah, it's kind of cheesy and silly, but it's a fun film. And yeah, it's just one you don't really see around on DVD. It's £6, probably the most I've paid for a DVD in a while. But yeah, I'm guessing it's out of print. Arrow probably announced tomorrow after I bought this that they're now doing the 4K, since they did Demolition Man, Maybe they've done another. I picked up a few Stallone films on Blu-ray and 4K recently that were either upgrades or ones I didn't have. But yeah, that's the last one I picked up from CEX, was Stallone in Judge Dredd. Haven't seen it in about 10 years, so I'll see how cheesy it is. I do remember my favourite scene was some like mutants that capture him. One of them looks like Ron Perlman. It might not be. I think he's called Ming, but they're like cannibals and sort of chained up or something. That was my favourite scene from it. It's gone on 40 minutes, so yeah, I was hoping it wouldn't go on this long for my benefit and yours, but I'm sure you know what to expect if you watch my channel. But yeah, that's everything I've got. So thank you for the gifts from Al. Thank you for the gifts from Roy, both good friends and great people. Thank you for the gifts from myself for Christmas. I'll wrap them up and see if I'll probably forget what they all are by tomorrow. It'd be a genuine surprise. Merry Christmas to everyone. Depending on when you get to watch this, it might not be to Boxing Day and Christmas is over. But yeah, I hope everyone has a good time with your friends and family. Yeah, don't know when I'll be back with another video. I won't go on with all that because I'm going to try and end it. So thank you, everybody. Bye.